Hi, it's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Welcome to what's supposed to be a Patreon slash YouTube member live stream, and I messed up. I accidentally made it a public thing, so if you guys are here, I'm not going to kick you out. You caught me. You caught me. This was intended to be a supporter live stream. But, yeah. Hi, guys. We are out here. This is basically our dress rehearsal for the Artemis I launch, which we will start up tomorrow morning. And we're kind of doing, we had to do a decent amount of rejiggering. We had, of course, always tracking issues with any live stream. Because we basically tore everything down, reset everything up now today in preparation for tomorrow. But now I think we got most of the kinks worked out. Ryan, how are you feeling out there? Yeah, getting closer. We'll have time tomorrow morning. Yeah, we're gonna get out here we're gonna get out here about T-minus 2.5 hours early before the live stream is supposed to start, and then some of the stuff is not like mission critical for the start of the live stream. I know Andrew would kill us if we're working issues while live on air, but some of them are just things that we don't that'll take 8 hours. But yeah, so I'm gonna probably be taking more questions from Discord and from our I don't have a good way of doing YouTube member questions only. Actually, that's what I could do. Hey, here we go. I can do this, actually, because, like I said, this is meant to be a YouTube member-only and Patreon live stream, but I accidentally made it public. Again, my fault. We can cut away. By the way, this is the feed that NASA is currently sending us. Let's see if we've got something prettier there. We might have some of our other cameras pulled up here. That's the feed that NASA is giving us. It is just straight up black. Look at, oh. Cooper, that camera is gorgeous. You are on air, my friend. Yeah. So, yeah, that's really cool. That's what we're looking at here today. Weather's beautiful. We do have kind of what looks like a thunderstorm above us. I'm going to try to keep this relatively quick. Yeah, let's see. So if you are a regular Patreon supporter, I don't have a good way. I'll be paying attention to Discord and our YouTube chat here. But go ahead and ask some questions away. We have to get out of here. We have to be out of here for sure by, well, pretty soon. I want to be packed up and ready to go by 8. So we only have about a half hour. This is meant to be just kind of a dress rehearsal for us. And again, a quick way to say thank you to those of you that make a show like this possible, Patreon supporters and YouTube members. So thank you guys so much again for all of your help. How are you guys feeling about the launch? How are you guys feeling about tomorrow's attempt? I will give you my thoughts, and then I want to read some of yours. Frankly, I'm feeling decent about it. I actually... Until yesterday's, between the press conference that was, basically the day after, and then the one that was today. So there was a press conference on Tuesday, and there was another follow-up on Thursday. Between those two times, my opinion basically reversed. I went from thinking like there's a 10% chance they're going to even go for a launch on Tuesday, and then it's swapped now to about a 90% chance that I think they're really going to be trying for it. They have a few things that they're going to be watching, but they think they're good on engine number 3. They think they have a solution and a fix for that leaky hydrogen. It's it's looking pretty darn good on our end. So yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty decent. NASA, the press site, they want us out here at 6 a.m. to avoid traffic for a 2 p.m. or a 14:17 launch or whatever it is. So that tells you the state of how many people they're expecting to be out here at the Cape. It is a U.S. holiday weekend. It is Labor Day weekend or something, right? Labor Day? Yeah. Labor Day, Memorial Day, I don't know. But one of the two. It's Labor Day. Yeah, it's Labor Day. It's Labor Day weekend, so it's already weekends are generally busier out here on the Cape, and then also it's Labor Day, and it's a mid-Saturday afternoon launch. It's about as good of an opportunity for people to come and see a launch as possible, so I'm expecting there to be a lot of people out here. So, yeah. So Andy went ahead and queued up a few good questions here in chat. So let's go ahead and answer a few questions from Film Am Stargazer 2019. What protection does your van have against lightning when the mast is deployed? Well, you will notice we've opted to not deploy the mast yet because we kind of had a lot of people warn us that we should definitely have a proper grounding system for the mast. We don't know what we're doing. So therefore, we're going to keep it down. We're going to not worried about it now and just hope that we're okay and good to go by keeping it down. We've got plenty of cameras. With all these NASA feeds, frankly, and a lot of them are really, really, really good, except for the one that's on there before that, like at the start of the show. For some reason, that one's not like auto exposed. They have to have someone always running exposure on it, and that person's not at console right now. So it's like basically pitch black. But yeah, we don't have lightning protection on the mast right now, so we're not gonna deploy the mast. Jamie Taylor says, "Hey Tim, congrats on the new used broadcasting van. That's awesome. Did you look into any of the suggestions you got about stabilizing for the mast when it's elevated?" So we're really not top heavy. A big proper microwave dish is like 150 pounds or whatever, 65 kilograms or whatever, or 70 kilograms. We're only running about 15 pounds of payload, 7-ish, whatever, 6.5 pounds. Or kilograms worth of payload up there when we do eventually intend to deploy it. We also don't have our NiCoil cable ran yet. We ordered a custom NiCoil cable that has a bunch of things going up and down it. So when we do deploy it, we're not worried about it being top heavy because it's very lightweight. And the camera that we're going to have up there is a stabilized camera. It's a camera that's 3G. Technically, it's actually 4G, or four axes stabilized. So it stabilizes, pitch, yaw, and roll. But it also stabilizes vertical motion, which we won't really need. But what that means is it can be locked off. It's basically like the head of a drone on a camera body. It's the Ronin 4D. We are not going to be using that for this mission now. Frankly, we've lost plenty of money just trying to be out here already without the launch. We've just not lost money. We haven't lost money. I'm not saying it that way. I don't mean to complain or gripe. But really, we've spent a lot of money, and we had a rental camera that was charging a lot of money per day. Even things like our generator and our internet out here is quite expensive in housing and all that stuff. So we decided we have plenty of great views that NASA's providing, and that's one that we can just go without for now because there's just extra complications in getting it running. So yeah, we decided to not do that for this time. So this is from Grav O'Toole. Hello, Tim. I'm wondering what trajectory is Artemis going? Will it be traveling a similar path like Starlink? I live in Ireland, and if the coordinates are good, we will sometimes see Starlink going overhead. Unfortunately, this is going almost due east, more or less due east from the Kennedy Space Center. So it'll actually overfly. It's on a roughly, I don't remember what the exact inclination is. I need to double check that. But a roughly 28-degree inclination, if I remember, because that's what happens when you fly due east, which means it'll basically overfly Africa. So it will not be going as far north as Ireland and Europe. And it's getting to this really highly elliptical orbit. That's the initial deployment of it is into a very elliptical orbit, enough that the core stage of SLS will re-enter, so they don't pull a Long March 5B syndrome and have it just sitting there orbiting and re-entering at some unknown time. They're intentionally putting it into a highly elliptical orbit so that it re-enters on the perigee, on the lowest point. Yeah. Connor, don't worry, you non-YouTube members. I am paying attention to Discord as well, so I see you guys in Discord. I messed up again. If you're just tuning in right now, I messed up. This is intended to be a Patreon-only live stream, and I accidentally made it public. So the best I can do is make it members only to be fair to those people that support the channel. Again, this is meant to be a thank you for those and a dress rehearsal for us. It was not intended to be live. Let's see. This is C-Tech Turtle. Hey, how's it going, Sam? Wondering if we have live use Sola for data link aggregation. Found it randomly. It seems like a decent product. Corona Kivo, don't worry. Again, I'm reading Discord. Yeah, we actually have what's called a Teradek 4K Prism Flex, and it also does data aggregation. But believe it or not, because we're on a solid enterprise network, we're actually seeing that we're having a better link and a better workflow without having any kind of bonding. So we're just kind of relying on that and hoping it all goes well. Progressive Solutions says Saturn V had 2 uncrewed flights to start. Apollo 4 and 6 shouldn't SLS have at least 2 uncrewed flights before adding people, especially considering the problems it had. So don't forget, Saturn V had 2 uncrewed flights, but don't forget Orion has had. Well, they're definitely a lot of what SLS has is flown hardware, whereas opposed to Saturn V was literally like brand new. And the first Apollo 4 was basically a boilerplate Apollo command module, if I recall. The important thing here is that Apollo will have flown, or that the Orion capsule will have flown twice for this mission. But by the time they get humans on board, it will have flown on EFT-1 and will fly here again. So yeah, I don't think it's as necessary. We do certify things differently. I mean, don't forget, of course, the space shuttle famously had John Young and Bob Crippen on it for the very first flight, dangerously, and it almost didn't go well, but it ended up being fine. So yeah, yeah, it was. I don't. Wait, why did? Oh, I see what happened, guys, on the YouTube stream. Oh, interesting. It's going to our main thing and not our Patreon stream. That's what happened. It's the main one. Hang on. Hang on. I'm fixing this. That's what happened. I will have to fix that later then. Well, whoopsie doodle. Almost anybody can get in here. That's why. That's what happened. Our Pterodactyl core, I guess. I messed something up. I don't know what I'm doing. That's exactly why we're doing this. So I went to our main live for Artemis That's what happened. I was like, well, how did this happen? I had it unlisted. Oh, I'm a ding. Okay, let me make sure. That's what. I'm so silly. Hang on. Let me inform those that are in the correct stream. I accidentally started the wrong stream. Go here to see the supporter stream. I'm so sorry. Here's the link. And I will pin that. I am so bad at my job. This is why I need a team of people to make it so this stuff all operates. Yep. We're getting the kinks out now so that tomorrow we have a nice, perfect feed. Like I said, we're going to be out here. I'm going to shut the stream down in 28 minutes. You guys hold me to that. If that clock says 19:30 and I'm not signing off, you all start yelling at me. That's the issue. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll keep answering you guys the stuff here. Let's see. Any updates on the Falcon 9 models? Yes. They are in our shop going through quality control again for the replacement parts. That means they have to take what ended up happening is we're replacing the boxes and the first and second stages themselves. There was an issue on basically where the two of them mate with paint and it being just wrong. So yeah, that's getting replaced. And we're basically taking everything out of those boxes and putting them into the new boxes, swapping them all around, and doing a quality control, a QC check on everything, like as they're being swapped over. So that means, assuming that we're good to go on all the orders that we have already and that we allowed to be open, they will be shipping next week, which is fantastic news. So, yeah, that's so funny. No, I will not be using a YouTube member stream only. No one was supposed to see this stream unless you were already a YouTube member or a Patreon. I was not trying to bait anybody into becoming a YouTube member or becoming a Patreon supporter. That is absolutely not what I meant to do. I apologize right now if anyone is in here because of that. A lot of people saw the notification that we went live to our main one. This is not supposed to be that one. Jessica Moo in our Discord wants to know if I'm going to sleep tonight. That's why I am shutting the stream down at 7:30, which is yeah, in 27 minutes. I'm shutting her down. I'm signing off. We're gonna pack up, wrap everything up. Not totally pack up. We're just putting. We're gonna put a lot of things in bags, tie it all down, and get ready to go. And try to be in bed. I want to be in bed by 10 because we're gonna be out the door by 5. So I want to sleep a decent amount. I'm gonna stream a lot tomorrow. Frankly, like between you guys, I just want to be out here. We're going to get a lot of updates on some of the stuff tomorrow. We have a lot of things to kind of still clean up and fix. Yeah, that's what's up. So let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. I can go into Discord host. That's right. Thank you very much for reminding me of that, Colton. Okay, so again, Corona Kivo, this is from Discord. No, it is not a YouTube member chat only. I am reading Discord as well as YouTube members. Like I said, this was an issue. I am just stinky. I'm a stinky guy. RSL Believer says, Tim, what's the vibe been like around the Cape? Can you feel the hype in the air when talking to everyone? Previously, no. Honestly, I could not believe last weekend, last Saturday, we went out to dinner on a Saturday night, the night of 2 nights before the biggest launch of my lifetime, literally. Like, think about that. This is physically the largest launch of my lifetime. And the Cape was dead. Like, there was nobody out there. Yeah. So, whoopsie doodle. I don't know why that's happening. I have no idea. I thought the Cape, Cocoa Beach, I thought Cape Canaveral would be just absolutely swamped. It just simply wasn't. It was not busy. And, just people don't have that, like, are you going to the launch? Oh, my gosh, I'm so excited for it. I haven't heard that hardly once. In Starbucks the other day, I did hear someone say, are you guys going to the launch? We're like, yeah. They're like, oh, awesome. Good luck. We're like, thanks. That's about it. That's about all we've seen, honestly. So there are a lot of people out here, which is cool. I got to see Jake Robbins from We Martians podcast last night. That was super fun. But, other than that, I haven't really been running into that many people. Oh, Cyan Proctor. We hung out with Cyan Proctor the other night, which was really fun. But in general, no. The vibe out here, like right now, we're still, we're T-minus 19 hours, or L-minus technically. And the press site is dead. I don't expect that many people to be out here now just because, it's very early. But I still just would have expected this place to be swamped at all times, and it's simply not. Yeah. Let's see. So this is, from D. Dolphin. Exactly. The inclination changes every second based on the relative position of Kennedy Space Center and the moon at the time of launch. I made a graphic on Twitter for the Orion reentry zone, but we can't get the exact angle of the orbit yet. Deepod Dolphin, I'll have to find that. In Discord, could you guys, I need a good graphic on the exact trajectory that we can throw up on air, because I have not seen that recently again. Just the standard NASA one, and it's not fantastic. This is so funny. They are working on the camera over there, and it's scaring me. If you guys could only see what I'm seeing. Let's see here. Did they ever determine what was wrong with Engine 3? So, yes, basically, yes. Yes, they did. Here's the deal. Engine number 3, they don't believe anything's wrong with the engine at all. They just think the only thing that's wrong with it is the engine sensor. Hold on, I have to ask these guys what they're doing. Is that good? Is that the hard limit? You're setting them. Are you like? Oh my God. Let me explain what I'm saying. Actually, Cooper, aim that guy. Camera number 1. Aim that guy over at what they're working on. It is quite humorous and very scary for me, frankly. They are, and then Allie will punch it up here. Look at this. So see, that's our tracking camera. Hey, this is fun. This is great. This is our tracking camera. And right now, Ryan is setting the hard limit stop on how high it can go so he doesn't accidentally bang that battery into the tracking mount. Hey, Coop, can you brighten this up a little bit? I think you'll have to click on it on the f-stop or something, and then the knob on the left, I believe. Yeah, isn't that crazy? So, yeah, so that's our tracking. That's our 800mm f5.6 on a Ursa 12K. Pretty nuts. Oh, it's overriding in the van. That's right. Yeah, so this is the SDI going both ways on it. Maybe we could just unplug the SDI in on that, and you can control it, because I don't think SDI in, yep. And then you'll be able to control it. This is the wrong way to do it. Doing it on air. But again, yeah, so let's see. Let's keep going. Listen to the radio. CNN was talking about it like maybe it's a test versus crewed. People might be kind of like, oh, look, oh, my God. It's true. But the fact that this is like considered a test flight of SLS and not, crew on top going to the moon, it is very different, of course. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. So I hope you guys can see what they're working on there. That's kind of fun. We'll keep it on that. And you can see SLS in the background there, right above that post that says 5. You guys can see that. So that's SLS in the background. This is the boys working on it. Yep. And pretty fun stuff. That's the kind of stuff we're working on here. So, okay, so back to engine number 3. Totally got distracted. Oh, my word. Again, we have 21 minutes for me to answer this question. Here we go. Engine number 3. They have all data confirming basically that the sensor was faulty, the temperature sensor. And believe it or not, the temperature sensor for this portion, for the bleed, is not used in flight. This is not an in-flight system. And I bet it's because, here's why. the bleeding, what they're doing is they're pre-chilling the engines. They're sending liquid hydrogen through the walls, through the turbo pumps and all that stuff, mostly to thermally prepare the bearings on the turbo pumps. You know, those turbo pumps spin at 30,000 RPM or something just absolutely absurd. And if they go from ambient air temperature of, 90 degrees in Florida here, or what is that, like almost, 40 or something Celsius, 38 or something like that Celsius, ambient temperature, to all of a sudden getting a thermal shock of minus 270 degrees Celsius or minus 420 degrees Fahrenheit, that can just really rattle the bearing and really rattle the system. So they pre-chill. So first they start flowing liquid hydrogen through it, and then they actually vent it out. Now what they're doing is they're waiting until the hydrogen coming out of the vent is reading a certain temperature. And that certain temperature they're looking for is minus 420 degrees Fahrenheit. Now the problem is, or the reason it doesn't really matter in flight, once they're in flight, that's all a closed loop system, and all of that hydrogen will be routed through the engine. So the vent temperature does not matter. Hopefully that helps explore. So then they have all these other data, all these other points of data, like flow rates of hydrogen, where they're able to confirm whether or not the proper amount of hydrogen was flowing through the system. Because obviously if you're seeing like flow rates and things like that and pressure drops in the tank when they're just testing engine number 3, or if they're seeing 33% more drainage in of hydrogen if one was stuck, then they should be seeing. They have all these other points of data to confirm that yes, hydrogen was flowing through number 3, and they have all the reason to believe it was flowing fine and would be up to spec because everything else matches. All the other data matches, just not the temperature sensor. So they're pushing forward. They're going forward for that. So yeah, 90 degrees is 32°C. Thank you, guys. Yeah, hopefully that long explanation. So basically, moral of the story is they're basically ignoring the computer. The flight computer doesn't even see the engine, that temperature sensor. So that kind of helps you know how it's mostly just to make sure on the ground that they think everything's flowing okay. It's not actually even necessary for flight, though. So, yeah. Oh, here's hang on. Let me copy this link and check out this graphic here. I might be pulling up something on the computer over there. Ooh. Look at what Ryan made on... Okay. What are we looking at here? This is the recovery zone. Los Angeles, San Diego. This is cool. Great work, Ryan. So that's... And that's the re-entry zone, right? Dang. That seems like it gets pretty... Doesn't that seem like it gets a little close to San Diego? A capsule screaming back from the moon. Doesn't that seem just pretty darn close? And that's a long recovery zone. My word. 2,100 kilometers of recovery zone. Let's see. So let's keep going here. Will I have... Okay, so... Carl, first off, thanks for 28 months of membership. Let's all hope the rocket makes a perfect liftoff tomorrow. I'm definitely hoping so. Obviously, I really hope so for our sake because, we have to leave on Sunday. Just to really make it to a reasonable time out to Firefly, we have to leave on Sunday. And, we are contractually obligated to be there. We are their live stream provider. We are the official live stream provider of Firefly. So... of course, we want to be, leaving plenty of margin for the road trip, the 4-day road trip in an old van. Like, we got to plan for the worst. And just to be smart about it, I made the executive decision that if it doesn't launch on Saturday, we're leaving on Sunday still, regardless. At least getting a decent amount of the way. We really want to be rolling into town on Thursday at the latest. So ideally, we get a couple hours out on Sunday night, make some medium, like 10 to 12-hour day drives. The next couple days, oh, this is so cool. Allie, go back to the tracking camera. This is so fun seeing it like pull all the way up. That is awesome. They're cutting it real close. Without the battery on there, it could probably go even further, couldn't it? No, it's bottoming out on that bracket thing. That is so awesome. I can't wait. Hopefully that's about far enough to. Jeez, that's cool. We got some cool stuff. We got some cool toys out here. Yeah. So I'm really, really hoping. The good news, well, not the good news, but my gut feeling is that if it does not launch on Saturday because of a technical issue, not weather, I feel like they'll probably roll it back because at that point it's like they've kind of tried. I don't know. We'll see. It depends. So yeah. Marshall asks, will I have another surprise guest tomorrow? I don't know. To be honest, Chris Zambrowski was pretty much a surprise. I heard, as we were like in the middle of the stream, someone was like, hey, Chris wants to talk about it. I'm like, sweet, sounds good. So I don't know for sure though. Yeah, it'd be awesome if we do get another surprise guest. But Chris was a genuine surprise to me, so I can't even say. This is CSI. Zach, how you doing, man? Perfect time to learn these lessons. Live troubleshooting. Yes, this is exactly right. And as a matter of fact, one of the things we got to figure out, for some reason, our Discord, or our chats like that are huge. I don't remember how to scale that. I don't remember if that's in Casper or if that's in the switcher. Probably in Casper. We'll have to figure that out. I don't know. Let's keep going here. So DB Explorer says plus side Saturday news cycle means more likely to get coverage. I expect tomorrow. We hit 96,000 on our stream Monday morning, right at about 8:15, right before they called it. That was our peak, and that was on a Monday morning, 8 a.m. with not a ton of lead up. I think Saturday is going to be huge. I expect if this thing, if we get well into the countdown, I expect us to get easily 200 plus people watching. I just think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be huge. And it's going to be very cool. Yes. You guys could see the other news van. I was going to point out the other news van that drove by. That is quite literally almost exactly what ours is. It has a microwave boom on it with a microwave dish on it and the AC, and it's a 4D350. It's like almost exactly Discord. That's so funny. I'm so glad you guys saw that. I forgot that you can see that little strip of road right there. This is fun. This is awesome. Again, thank you guys so much for being supporters of the channel. I really, really, really appreciate it. All right, let's. This is Julian wants to know, when will the pre-launch stream start? So we're planning to start our stream. Well, I have to fix the thing. We're planning to start it at 8:30. You guys are watching what was supposed to be the 8:30 live stream. I totally donked that up. I am just not good at this. But 8:30 a.m. With a basically we'll say more or less so T-minus 6 hours or so. But I'll start talking about T-minus 4 hours. I don't want to be talking for 6 hours. 4 sounds like a lot just for me anyway, but I think that seems like a reasonable amount. I do want to talk more than we did because we had a storm rolling in the other day too on Monday. I haven't been able to stream a lot lately because we've been so stinking busy with the van that I would love to get just some more time to hang out and talk and just get my chops back up. Like I feel like I need to get like back into the role of of talking about things, of explaining things, and remembering things. Yeah, it just feels like it's or not. But we have a ambisonic mic set up that Andrew and Cosmic Perspective have set up. There's two Andrews. We kind of call it Andrew Taylor is the everyday astronaut Andrew, and there's Andrew Keating, who is the Cosmic Perspective Andrew. As you guys probably know by now that we kind of work we work in teams here. So Cosmic Perspective is doing a lot of shooting and a lot of audio. We'll call them more on the recording side of things, I guess. In general, they're doing a lot of the recording of audio and of video, and then deploying cameras. I'm worried more about the live stream side of things here with Everyday Astronaut. We got Cooper running around too, who's also doing his own thing with Synchronicity. Did I say that? I don't remember. Is that right? He'll yell at me if I did or whatever. But yeah, I'm planning to be talking at T-minus 4 hours. No, not that question. I'm reading the wrong one. 5.1 or higher. Ambisonic, I think, is technically higher than 5.1 because it makes like a 3D map, and yeah. Okay, so what sort of cameras will be on Orion? 4K Earthrise incoming. I believe they do have 4K cameras recording locally, but I don't believe there's anywhere near the bandwidth in the TDRS and the Deep Space network to be able to stream in 4K yet. I would not be surprised if SpaceX at some point just almost sends a couple Starlink satellites into three to be in lunar orbit and to communicate with them at some point to be able to do very high data bandwidth between the Earth and the Moon. So yeah, let's keep going here. Chuck Rogers says, never dreamt when I watched The Last Man leave the moon that it would never be this long to go back. That is really sad, isn't it? It is really, really sad when you think about how long it's been. And this sentiment right there, when people say, why is NASA wasting money on SLS and Artemis? I personally am just sitting here going, if ignore SpaceX, 10 years ago, Even SpaceX didn't think they would be where they're at today, I don't think, right? And we're so used to the pace of SpaceX, the success of the commercial crew program, the success of landing and reusing rockets, the success so far in the, well, not the success. We're still seeing teething pains of how hard it is to make a super heavy lift rocket that's fully reusable. It is very, very hard. If we had been relying on Starship or something like that to get back to the moon, who knows? At this point, who knows how long before that is actually completely feasible? Meanwhile, this vehicle has been worked on for so long that if we ignored what SpaceX is doing, this would be the most insanely exciting thing of the spaceflight of my entire generation for spaceflight. Easily. Easily. We ought to be like, finally, NASA made a rocket to go back to the moon. Finally. So that's still my attitude. It's like, finally, we have a rocket that can take us back to the moon. But, you know, it sometimes gets eclipsed and shadowed by the go fast progress of SpaceX and of the things that they're working on. But in my opinion, like, this is still awesome. And this is a safe bet, even though it's been a long, over budget, blah, 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 expensive, expendable bet. It at least is, like, physically a thing. I wonder if this little picture will pop up, Pampalak. Oh, it won't. Yeah, another news van. This is Alderan residents. Why aren't the tanks damaged by being partially fueled for so long? Temp differences inside and ambient is insane. So, yeah, the temperature, I mean, that's what they're made for, though. They're made to be able to handle, you know, that's what's really interesting to me is that they can hold cryo temperatures for 8 hours at a time. The hardest thing for them is the tanking and detanking, press and unpressing the tanks. That's where you start to see a lot of thermal cycling. But sitting there in one condition, even if that one condition is really, really cold on the inside, really, really cold on the outside, it's just really not that big of a deal, believe it or not. So, yeah, that's yeah, the cycling. And there's a limit of something like 20 cycles or something before they need to like reconsider and recycle or reconsider and figure things out. I think they're around 7 or 8 cycles so far. So I think they have like 14 to go if I remember right. Something like 13 or 14 to go. Let's see here. Oh, I should probably send this to the Discord, the proper Discord, since I messed it up there. I messed up. Here's the link. I put it in the wrong thing. I'm so sorry. Having to do this again in Discord or in Patreon. Okay, there we go. We're way beyond it now. I'm the worst. Okay, let's keep going here. You guys have 7 minutes left here before I need to get going. This is from Carlman. Hey, everybody, asking, are you recording individual NASA streams during launch or for later use, or is it only live stream? So we don't have every channel. If we wanted to record 4K streams from NASA, it would be something like $400 or $500 to be able to do that with a decent something that can capture 4K. We don't have that right now. I've already spent a lot of money per channel, by the way, per channel, like $400 or $500. I don't remember what those things cost, but yeah, I have not had that option yet. I would love to record all the channels individually, or at least some of the hot ones, like looking down, looking at the engines, looking down the mast. That'd be awesome. Or the tracking shots as well. But we currently do not have that capability. But likely NASA should be recording all the ISO feeds, the isolation feeds, but we'll see. Oh, this is awesome. Cardinal Slinky, 56 months of membership. You have to be one of the longest members. When is Tim going back to tomorrow? Would it be great to check in? That's a great question. Next time I go out to California, I love being there in person. There's just a certain energy with that group that I love. I would love to just catch back up with them and be on air at some time. Yeah. Let's see here. Destructorator. Anyone know where the barrier is at Playa Linda? Am I better off staying in Coco or watch making the hike down from Canal? So don't even try anything with Playa Linda. You are way too close. That's like 2 miles, 3.2 kilometers away. Way too close. Titusville, Max Brewer Bridge is definitely probably the primo spot, but that got filled up very quickly on Monday. Cocoa Beach is going to be a pretty safe bet to be able to park somewhere in Cocoa and walk north. But, yeah, it's going to be packed on Saturday. It's going to be very packed on Saturday. Yeah, again, yeah, Troy, Playa Linda is completely closed tomorrow. Yep, again. It's very, very close. NASA should paint the fuel tank chrome so people who are Orange Rocket badge, Johnny Rocket good get all confused. I agree. That'd be awesome. Is Orion going to orbit Earth like Apollo did to do a slingshot maneuver, kind of. So what it does, yeah, it first when an SLS, when the upper stage lets go of it, it's in a very elliptical orbit, something like 2,000 kilometers by like 50 kilometers or something. So it's really elliptical. It's slung out there on the direction towards the moon. And then initially, right away, the upper stage does a little tiny bit of a thing to raise it into a circular, or not a circular orbit, but a non-re-entry orbit, something like 200 kilometers. Then on its way down, as it's coming through the lowest point, it'll burn its engine for like 20 minutes in order to raise its orbit out to the moon. So, yeah, it kind of does a slingshot maneuver, just like you said. AC10, I missed it. No update on Patreon. Sorry, I fixed it. I put it back in Patreon. I totally messed up. I am not good at this. I'm not good at my job. DB Explorer, NASA, new space race, more money, please. Ignore crypto, we'll go to the moon. Yeah. From Mihol, Tim, we still need you to launch a line of rocket underwear, pointy side up for life. Oh, no. No, I don't think I will be doing that, honestly. I wouldn't mind some underwear at some point. Some classy, not pointy end up, flamey end down. That's just not okay. That's just not okay. DB, other plus side for Saturday lunch. I'm not at work and can enjoy a 4K stream properly. That's awesome. I'm glad that people are enjoying these in 4K because it looks good. It looks really good. We have some awesome cameras. We should be taking advantage of the beautiful 4K views. I mean, come on. How many people are out there really streaming properly in 4K? It's very hard to do. As you can tell, I'm sure you guys have seen the video by now. It took a lot of effort to do. So. A lot of effort. Way too much effort. This is from Bart. Hi, Tim. New question, or new here. Got a question. Do they reuse the hydrogen and oxygen from the last time? So they can recycle a decent amount, but they lose a lot in that process. I need to double check and confirm how exactly they do it out here at 39B. But when they recycle and when they drain, they are able to recapture and recondense some of it. But boy, do they lose a lot in that transfer process, just because it is so cryogenic and it tends to boil off very quickly. So they lose most of it, if not all of it, basically, is what I remember. I should confirm that with somebody because they need to replenish their commodities between every launch attempt because they lose so much of it. And, they have to be constantly topping it off and keeping pressure on it, too. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Swing on by after this in Cape Canaveral. The city is having their first Friday festival just past City Hall. Local food and arts. That's super cool. I've been to one of those Cape Canaveral Friday festivals or some kind of Cape Canaveral festival. That is super fun. I do have to get our team fed. I'm not sure where we'll be going, but we kind of need to avoid crowds just so we can try to get out at a decent time and fall asleep at a decent time and be back up here in a very decent time. So we want to be very efficient. That's unfortunately the story of a lot of what we're doing out here is like just being efficient with our time because it's hard. Like there's a lot of back and forth. It takes almost an hour to get in and out of here. And tomorrow it'll probably be like 2 hours even if we're leaving at 5 a.m. It's going to be pretty crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Will the intercontinental interim cryogenic propulsion stage slam into the moon like the third stage of the Saturn V? I do not believe so. It should be on a very distant. It should not. No, it should not slam into the moon. It should go. It should get slung around the moon. I'm not exactly sure where exactly it's going. Let's see. Will Ryan from Cosmic Perspective set up a binaural audio mics for his YouTube? Yes, that is. Yep, they have a binaural mic set up. Ambisonic, that's what it is. Yep. And a VR cam inside the fence? Yeah, 180 stereoscopic, really exciting. 180 stereoscopic VR? Yes. And then a couple other stereo mics in different locations. We're really excited. Here, come talk. Here. Sure. Ryan's chit-chat. Hey. All right, let me try using the microphone here. 1 minute, okay. Yeah, so we've got a couple different locations selected. We have a VR camera inside the fence at 39B. So excited to get that footage and create an experience for VR headsets. At that camera, we have an Ambisonic mic up close. A little bit farther away, we have another one that's a little bit more capable at capturing really, really loud sounds, because that's always the problem with rocket launch audio, is not peaking
and still capturing good data at liftoff. We have a couple stereo mics in different spots, but what I'm really excited about is to get stereo mics here at the press site, because at liftoff, I think we're going to get some amazing reverberation sounds off the VAB. I've never experienced, I guess, solid rocket boosters this close to the VAB since shuttle. Yeah, and I have not seen a shuttle launch from here. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, that's a review.
I think your time's up because we're going to wrap out.
So okay.
We should get out of here and get eaten.
All right, sounds good.
And not get eaten by mosquitoes. That's the goal.
Cool. Thanks,
how are you guys feeling on setup?
Good. Yeah, tractor's good. We'll start bagging stuff up and getting it ready for the deep sleep tonight. So.
Heck yeah, deep sleep, baby. Deep sleep. Yeah, Ryan's radio voice. Between Ryan and Mary Liz, both of their voices on air, it makes me question my whole career, basically. Come on. Come on. All right, we need to wrap up. Again, I'm so sorry. Again, I totally apologize that if you were in here. Good for those of you that stuck around here that are sneaking in here because I accidentally sent a YouTube thing, and this was not supposed to be that. This is not our official coverage. This was supposed to be our Patreon and YouTube member live stream supporter little like Q&A. I totally messed it up 100%. I am so sorry, but thank you for those of you just sticking around and chatting, and thanks again to all of our YouTube members and our supporters and our Patreon supporters. You guys are literally making all of this possible. I'm sorry if I didn't get a ton of time to answer all your questions. Another news van going by, but you guys, I think we're on a different shot. That looks just like Luna, only a little cleaner. Just a little cleaner. Luna will get cleaned up someday. New paint job will go a long ways. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. We got a lot of work to do to put these cameras away for now. Just kind of we bag them up. We get them all ready. We get everything show ready for tonight. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about our stream. I'm feeling good about this launch. We will see if tomorrow is the big day. I hope you guys can stick around. I hope you have your coffees ready and you can have Formula One qualifying up on one stream and your YouTube watching Artemis countdown on the other stream. I'm curious how many people will be doing exactly that. If I was at home, that's what I would be doing. That is exactly what I'd be doing. So, all right, Allie, are you ready for the outro? She's having to practice. Oh, she's ready. Dang. All right, that's gonna do it for me. I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.